It's turbo time!
Hey Bladers, today we're breaking open the new CX-07 Pegasus Blast Assault Turbo, a brand new CX line bay with the new Blast main blade, Assault assist blade and a unique part turbo. Team Zodiac's Mega Shiraboshi is the owner of this Beyblade. Not only do you get the Beyblade with this set, but you get a very nice winder launcher in a unique turquoise colour, but also you get one of the hold ripcords as well. Let's get into the weights of the parts. So the Pegasus lock chip is 1.75 grams. I mean, as lock chips are quite the same weight except for the Valkyrie. So moving on, we've got the Assault, and the Assault's coming in at 5.08 grams, which is reasonable enough. Next up we have the Blast main blade, so that's coming at a nice 32.91. We'll get that complete blade weighed up at the end there. Moving on, we have the turbo bit. The turbo is a combined bit and ratchet, coming in at 12.71 grams. So the blade itself in total is a nice 39.62, so certainly on the heavier side of things. And the complete blade itself is a whopping 52.32 grams, which is certainly one of the heaviest we've got so far. So we've got the turbo bit here. As the Beyblade spins faster and faster, these two tabs here will go outwards and it will pull out the spike in the middle, giving it a more defensive stance. As the game goes on, these will retract and give the Beyblade a burst of speed towards the end of the round. Turbo takes inspiration from Dron's V2, Big Bang Pegasus Funnel Drive, and the God Valkyrie 6 Vortex's reboot driver. So before we kick off with some battles, I'm just going to give some test spins. It's quite aggressive actually, compared to what I'd expect from a more defensive stance to begin with, but Blade did like to go pretty intensely fast there. Lots of extreme dashes and a lot of wobbling there, so let's hope I'm actually launching this correctly. As I'd expect the spike to keep a defensive stance, and then as soon as that flat appears, it would then dash around the arena. So it's not often you get a Beyblade ending completely still like this. But anyway, let's move on to some battles. So we have the stock Pegasus versus the stock combo of Foxbrush. Oh, a bit of a snipe there, to be honest. Let's we'll do that again. Also nice big hits there, nice big attacks, but it's an extreme finish to the Foxbrush. Using the double launcher link here from Noozle3D, use code RQL to get 10% off of your checkout. So far, not so good for the Pegasus, so we'll move on to Tricera Press, which is another relatively recent release on stock combo again with the M85. There we go, nice burst there from Pegasus, finally getting a win. Here we go again. Oh, upside down. So far this Pegasus is being hyper aggressive, it's just wanting to attack, but the trouble is doing so it's taking all of its stamina away and it's losing a lot so far on that stock combo. We're going to put it up against the Wizard Rod on 960 ball versus the stock Pegasus there. I have no hopes for this. I mean, that was a bit of a snipe, let's just face it. So I mean, some early big hits so far, but the trouble is that rod is so stable. It's a reason why it's at the top. A big burst as well, given by the rod. I mean, they just went straight in the pocket. I mean, so far this the stock combo isn't impressing too much, it must be said. It's just not got enough late game stamina. It loses stamina so much, but we've got to put it against the big Pegasus here, the Aero Pegasus. On my favourite combo 360 level, it's getting bullied out there. And it's self-extremed. It's trying its hardest here, but it's just not got enough on that turbo. It just doesn't really work as I'd expect it to be honest. And it's hitting as much as it can. It's just the Pegasus is too stable, too strong. So I think we're going to have to get this on a new combo. So a Pegasus Blast charge, 360 low rush. So we'll take this slightly more aggressive combo up against the Aero Pegasus on a 070 level. So taking the blast on a more aggressive setup here, as you can see, it's moving a lot more faster around the dish, but a bit more controlled as well, comparing it to the turbo bit. A bit of a dance of blades here, a lot of just going around each other, but I think the stamina is failing a bit, and that one goes to the Aero Pegasus. Going the on again, nice aggressive hit there, but that hit there does angle down the Pegasus Blast quite a bit. It's still doing better than before, but still not enough. See how it does this time. So good launches there, straight in the pocket. Good, nice clean 2 points. I'm going again, this time taking the very uncharacteristic there of the Aero Pegasus, but just dancing around the blade there, just seeing if we could get some chips in. And a big hit there, finally. Angles that Aero Pegasus quite a bit, but unfortunately the counter attack does knock it out. Good launches there, and it's straight in the extreme pocket for a nice 3 points. Going again, and some nice initial hits there. Obviously there's a lot more mobility, I feel, but a bit more stable mobility with that charge and low rush bit. And it's taken a lot of stamina out of the Aero Pegasus there on the 070 level. The angle there as well is a lot more sharper, and yeah, nice spin finish. Going again, and this blade does take to the rail quite nicely. Bit of weight as well, upper weight, smacking hard there, and again it's able to really knock off balance the Aero Pegasus, so it's a much more usable blade. So let's change it up a bit. We're going back to the Wizard Rod 960 ball, considered one of the strongest in the meta. So here we go, let's see how well it does. So some good initial attacks there, but I feel like with Wizard Rod you do need to take it out pretty quickly, because otherwise you're in the stamina battle, and as you can see there, it's an easy win for the Rod. And moving on here, we've got another few initial big blows, nice extreme there, but it's just not enough to move the solid rock there of Wizard Rod, and it's not looking good again. It's most likely going to end up here in a spin finish for Rod. Good hits there, nice initial hit there, but again it's missing some key attacks at the start there, which isn't going to help. And you can already see the Pegasus Blast is quite angled, which isn't going to do it any favours in the long game. Little reverse dash there from the Rod, an easy win. And again, it's just missing those initial attacks, which are so important to hit as an attack type. And again, Rod is just slowly doing its thing, going around, not giving a damn, and there we go. Oh, an initial burst there. I would consider that potentially a snipe. It did immediately burst, so, and but that one is definitely a legit burst, and all the parts decide to leave the arena, so very good. Here we go once again, a nice catch in the Rod there on the side, hitting it nice and hard, but I think again, as it is with Rod, you need to take it out quickly. It is angled, but it's not enough. So wrapping up the video with this nice little triple battle here, I'd say that the turbo bit is definitely the weakest part of this new blade. However, the blast attack ring has a lot of uses, and I'd like to see, I know there's some big combos using wheel, some stamina builds, so I'd certainly like to see this and see how it impacts the meta, but I'd definitely recommend picking up a copy. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.